everybody, this is Zaxter99. Today we got Rust Dev on Rust 2.0, the new build. This will be video number 6 in the series. I'm basically putting these out about once a week on average because they are adding content fast to this new build. I know that not everybody can get into this new build, or maybe not everybody has purchased Rust yet, and maybe they're interested. So it's kind of why I'm following along as they progress and as they make new additions to their new build of Rust. I like to go ahead and see what's going on. Now here I'm going into a community server because the ping here is still over 300 and the ping on the development server was like 470 or something like that. So really high pings. So I just hopped onto a low populated server that somebody is already hosting to try to get in and see, like, I know they've added doors, added a couple of things to this. So it's getting closer. It's getting closer to being able to actually play, and I'm pretty excited about that. So here, pretty usual thing, wake up dead. And wake up, see all the swaying grass, and it looks pretty good. It looks not anything different as far as looking at the world that I can see here immediately. Except maybe the rocks look a little bit different. I see those glowing things and kind of wondered what that was. Here I tried to turn my grass off to see if that worked. I thought I'd read somewhere somebody said you could do that in the new build, but it said invalid command here, so it wasn't working for me. They've added footsteps back to the sound of the footsteps back to the game, so that's always good. You can actually hear yourself running. See the clouded smoke or dirt coming up from where I had ran. Here I have the number 1 option highlighted. I'm just kind of going through my inventory and my hotbar here. Got my bolt action gun. And just kind of open my inventory to see what kind of stuff they've loaded me up with. It gave me a jacket. I always try to drag that to my character rather than putting it in one of the slots. I don't know why I do that. I think I'd learned by now. But yeah, this is actually a new shirt. And looks pretty cool. Next step is to go ahead and get our pickaxe out and try to see if this rock mining works. There's definitely no sounds here. I'm not seeing any stone being acquired, but I am seeing dirt smacks. Notice it says +2 wood, so somehow I got wood from banging on a black rock. It's kind of weird. And also not hearing any sounds of me smacking it is kind of weird too. Here I get more wood from the rock. So they've still got some issues here with the game, for sure. I tried banging on the other rock, but I could see where I was smacking it. Clouds of dirt popping out of it, but just wasn't working. See my shadow smacking it, but I don't see my arms actually moving. I thought that was kind of weird. This is all stuff that they'll iron out in time, we hope. Now I was wondering what these glowing things are. I was like, okay, is that wood piles now, or what is that? Went into third person mode, came up here, and I was like, what the hell is that? Looks like a paper plant. I don't know if it was the sunlight on it or what, but if it's usually green or what, but I couldn't harvest it for whatever reason. I guess it's just decoration in the environment. So here I am running. I do like that they actually changed the third person animations because they were looking funky as hell there the first 3 or so videos I made. Came to somebody else's house here. I'm trying to find the door to the house. I think I was just at the door right there, and because I don't have a key to the house, I think the door was locked, and that's why when I hit E, it didn't offer an open button. So I think they had locked their house. Here I am trying to climb in the window, and that's not working either. I'm just trying to take a look at the house, but it's so damn dark I can hardly see very much. Kind of hear me walking around it. I'm just glad they finally came up with some wood textures for these walls and the floors and stuff like that, because for the first 3 or 4 videos they were all that like dull looking gray stuff. Looked like I was building a space station or something. So here I just decided to move on. continuing to run up here until I find some water and some sand, and I'm like, okay, well, the beach is a good place to build a house, right? See this, like, big mess of, like, tangled pigs and deer and wolves, looks like. I'm trying to hit them with my pickaxe, but again, I'm not hearing any sound to confirm that I'm actually hitting them. I'm not seeing any blood fly, so I'm kind of freaked out going, what the hell's going on here? There I see a little bit of blood, barely in the night, and all of them just fall down, except for like the pig. And there's another wolf over there that's alive too. And I hit the pig like 300 times, I swear, and he just never got hurt. So, like I say, they still got some bugs. Going on, some serious bugs that need to be fixed. Probably simple stuff, but you know, it's going to take them a while to get all this crazy stuff ironed out. And you can see that I'm actually harvesting up those dead animals here. You'll see like a whole bunch of parts go into my inventory. Wolf meat and bones and stuff like that. Bone fragments, I think they call it. Yeah, but I couldn't kill that pig for the life of me. It was pretty bizarre. I finally give up. It's like, alright, well, it's dark. I don't really like building in the dark, but no telling how long it's going to be dark here. So I went ahead and decided to pull out my foundations and start building a little place and kind of see how this new door works exactly. So I probably won't be able to see how it works by going into somebody else's house because they're going to have it locked or whatever. Now, I read something on the www.playrust.com website where they talked about this new patch they put in just on the 15th of August, and it says that, you know, in this game, just because you build something doesn't mean it's yours. So you can't assume anything that you build is yours, and you know, anything can be taken. You know, and I think that's kind of in the current theme of Rust as well. Build a foundation. I'm going ahead using my hammer here, and you can kind of see the process as it actually fills in with wood. And then it kind of makes some rock, so it kind of makes a really neat looking foundation. This is really not a lot different than the last video I did, or the last couple of videos. Kind of like it here. There you can see the sand is kind of in the way there of that other corner, but I'm working with it the best I can here. So at this point though, where I was wondering where the foundation is straight, I remember, I think it was in my video number 2, I was able to build houses at an angle and a slant. So I'm kind of wondering here at this point if they did away with that whole building houses at a slant deal, because you can go back and watch that. I think I call it slanted houses or something like that in the title. But yeah, I was building houses on like super huge slants, you know, on mountains and everything else. So I think they must have done away with that, because here I've built it and it's just going straight right into the sand. And they do get a nice snap-in process in place for building these walls and the foundations for walls. So it does make it a little bit easier. I think that I was having a little bit of difficulty here on some of the parts because it either wasn't snapping, and that might be to the high lag that they're getting on these servers. I'm not real sure. Kind of hoping they decrease the time of these nights too, because it just seemed like it stayed night forever when I was trying to do this. I was expecting the sun to come up any time, and it just stayed dark. I mean, really dark for forever. It's kind of hard to see what I'm doing when it's so damn dark. Now, I was thinking about going in and lighting this up a little bit so you can see the video a little better, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to leave it just as I saw it here, so you can kind of see how dark it is in the new build. I want you to see it as it is. I don't want to be going and highlighting, you know, or making the video brighter or anything else. Kind of want you to see it as I saw it, so you get an idea of what the new build of Rust is like and what's happening every week. It's taken a little bit longer to pound each wall into place as opposed to how it's been for the last 3 or 4 weeks, where, you know, I just hit it once and bang bang it was done. Now it's taken, you know, 6 or 8, 10 bangs every wall to complete it, which it's still not too bad. Okay, I got a doorway here now. And now it's time to see if I can build a door, which they're supposed to have in now. Or there's the doorway. And I'm like, okay, well, I already got a doorway. Because that was the first thing I put in. I'm looking for the door. There it is. Alright, cool. So this is the first time we've seen doors in this new version of Rust. So I just had to bang it complete here. Kind of look at it, and it's almost impossible to see again for the dark. But it don't look half bad. Here I am opening and closing the door, and I see create a key. So this is the way right now that they have it, so you can lock your door. You have to create a key first, and then it's going to give you an option to lock the door. If it's locked and you have the key, you get an option to unlock the door. And if it's locked, you also won't, or nobody else will get an option to open the door if it's locked. So, you know, like that other house that I went up to, I thought I saw the door, but I wasn't getting any options at all by hitting E. It's probably because their door was locked, so I just have no options at all. You know, obviously I have the option. I probably could have taken like an axe and tried to hack it down. That's probably one thing I should have tried to do in this build, but we'll do that the next one. Hopefully I can remember to try to hack down somebody's wooden door and see if I can do it. Not real important right now. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to get a new idea of what the new build's like, and you know what they've added. And I am sitting here trying to wait for the sun to come up. I just can't believe how long it's staying dark. Here I am locking the front door. And then my only option on it when I click E on it again is to unlock the door. Unlock the door, then I have the option to create a key again or to open the door. So I believe I created a couple of different keys here. That way I could give one to a buddy or whatever, and he would have a way in. Now they did say on the new post that right now, the way it's going to be now, is if you know you have your keys to your house and maybe you're around somebody else that's playing and they have their house, well then you go out and you have a big fight with the guy next door, your neighbor, and he kills you. You're going to drop your key on your corpse, and he's going to be able to take that key and go right in your house and start looting your chest. So be careful of that. They also said that they also intend to put in the old passwords and that kind of thing eventually, but for right now, it's going to be the keys here that they've got, and that's the way they plan to keep it for a while until they put in the old implementation of the passcodes and all that. I think that I'd probably prefer the passwords as opposed to this new key thing because, I don't know, I haven't really played a lot with this new key thing, but see the auroras in the sky there. They look pretty nice. You can kind of see them moving across the sky. I was kind of noticing that while I was waiting for that sun to come up. I was like, oh my god, where do I live? Like some distant planet where the sun never comes up. Here we are in the morning light, and I'm trying to place a ladder here, or stairs as it has it now, and bang it complete here with the hammer. And bang it in place here now. And the problem is I placed it just a little bit too far. The bottom of it's a little bit too far from the wall. I thought it would be handy because I could get up it, you know, easier than placing it right against the wall. And I had it going up towards the middle like I wanted, and I thought it would work, but I can't. It's really bizarre because I can't jump up over that hunch there, that ridge of the floor. And I thought that was pretty bizarre as well. I was like, why can't I jump? So I end up having to break this ladder. At this point, I'm starting to wish they had like something else besides the ladder. Starting to wish they had those angled stairs that they have in the current build of Rust or something. I don't know that I like these new ladders yet. So here I am, I place it going up to the edge of the wall again. And that always works, placing it right up where it ends at the edge of the wall. And this is actually going to work out okay. I just have to step to the side to get on the floor. Not a big deal. And I should be able to place the third floor here. Yep, there we go. Now I can't fill that in where the ladder comes up. It doesn't let you put a floor there. Well, now it's time to go ahead and put in some wall windows, kind of see what the windows look like. So far it's snapping into place pretty easy and pretty quick. Here I am just trying to get my regular wall, and I'm going to put that over by where the stairs come up. Don't need to be windows over there. But I'm having a very difficult time putting a wall up across that hole there. If I get on the ladder, I can't put it up as well. And I sat here and tried for a good 2 or 3 minutes to try to get either wall up there, and I trying different positions and everything else, and just wasn't having any luck there. I like the looks of the new wood though. The wood that they're using right now, it looks really good. Go ahead and put the ceiling in up here. Start banging the walls complete with the wood that I have left. Finally my sound comes back. I still think the sound when the hammer is banging the wood sounds way too metallic. It needs to sound more like wood. But hear that clang, clang, clang? I guess maybe that could be a nail. Maybe you're nailing in. I don't know. I guess it's alright. I think they should work on it a little bit more though. I like the smoke now. They've had a lot of smoke while you're banging on the wall. That's kind of adds a little bit of a nice touch, a little bit of realism, I guess. Stupid pig is still out there. The unlimited health pig that cannot be killed. And now I'm trying to figure out what to do here because I can't put a wall or a ceiling or anything in here on the corner for whatever reason. So I'm like, alright, well, maybe I'll just go ahead and put a door in here. Or, I mean, a wall and a door. I bang that wall in, and then I really don't know what to do here except put in maybe another doorway right there. So at least I'll have access to it and can kind of protect the upstairs. Not that it's that important anyway. I mean, this is probably all still going to be erased in the next week anyway. But I was just doing it just to try to figure out the challenge and, you know, try to figure out a way to make it work with the challenges that I had. So I went ahead and put in a doorway there, and now I'm just going to need another door, wooden door plan. I'll get a chance to see putting the door in during the light, so that's good. You can kind of see it looks like it's open there when I place it. I'll go ahead and bang it with a hammer and put some wood in it. That looks pretty nice. Let's get the outside frame area. There we go. Looks like somehow I placed a frame in the wrong spot, so let's go ahead and destroy that. And notice no sound when I bang that down. Yeah, I wish they'd get all the sounds in here. It makes a difference. And so with the way you notice how where I saw how the door was open, just a little bit ajar, that's going to show you which way the door is going to open. So that way you'll know, when you're building stuff, how the door is going to open. So if I got over here on this side when I had placed it, I think the door would have opened the other way and it would have opened towards the outside. So something good to know there. So I'm like, alright, well, I don't want to leave an open hole in my roof the way it is currently for somebody to jump in, just assuming that, I was in some kind of danger with this new build of Rust. So I went ahead and banged my stairs here, my ladder, until it broke, and I'm going to put in a ceiling up at the top and just make it 2 levels with 2 different doors for now, since I couldn't seem to get the walls in on the top in the corner there. I'll just put in a single floor up here. I gotta be coughing up a lot of dust there. Kind of see it all over the place. I'll have to remember next time to get on the outside of the house to place the doors. That way they open up on the outside rather than opening inward. I think I like my doors opening out rather than opening in. Here I just go ahead and take my bolt-action rifle and try to kill the pig, but of course this is an invincible pig that can't be killed. Must be nice to have infinite life, hacker. Who would have ever guessed pig would be the first one to hack the new build of Rust? That's what's happening, huh? So I ran out of wood trying to fill in the wood to that last ceiling, last floor there. And so go up to a tree here and start banging it with a hatchet, thinking I might get, 30 or 40 wood, but I'm like blown away at how much wood it lets me get. I'm sure this is just a a development thing where they let you get a whole lot of wood from a single tree. I'm sure they'll fix that before they actually launch and have players live shooting each other and everything. Which, I mean, right now, you could get on the new build and you could build a safe house with a lockable door, and go out and get in some PvP action. The problem right now is there's just so much lag that it's almost impossible to get any kind of fight. Now, I've tried to battle other players already in the previous weeks, and I think I've showed a couple of times what happens. It's just so damn laggy that there's no skill involved or anything else. It's just whoever doesn't lag the least, I guess, and gets that last shot in is the one that's going to be victorious. So, yeah, it's not a whole lot of fun right now to try to PvP on these developmental builds. So that is a concern of mine is, are they going to be able to get this where it's not quite so laggy? I mean, because this server here only had like 5 or 6 people on it when I joined, and still getting like almost 400 ping, and you could notice there was quite a bit of lag sometimes, especially when I was trying to place walls and everything. So, a nice little house here. I'm just kind of taking a look at it right on the ocean front. This is a house that would go for, what, $2-3 million in California? Right there on the water. So now I have enough wood to go ahead and bang this floor closed, so no damn people can jump in and steal all my massive amounts of loot in here. And look how dark it is for the middle of the day. I mean, it's bright outside, but look how dark it is in this house without any windows or anything. It's pretty darn dark for the middle of the day. So here I'm like, okay, well, what can I make? Can I make some kind of a lantern or anything? And notice how the lantern is blacked out, so that means I either don't have enough stuff to make it or whatever. I can't make it for whatever reason, so I wasn't going to go trying to search for resources because it doesn't even show you right now what you need to make it. So I'm just kind of looking through here through the options. And I'm like, okay, well, I can make a campfire. Can't make any of that stuff. I can make a campfire in a storage box, so go ahead and start crafting that stuff. You see the campfire being crafted down in the bottom right there. And I'm just sitting here waiting, so, you know, I just hope that they can get this running pretty smooth. I mean, the graphics and everything looks like they're coming together really nice. My biggest concern is, you know, are they going to be able to stop the hackers? Because even with this new build, even though it looks better, if they're still having the same kind of hacking problems they have on the current build, it's still not going to be any damn fun, you know? So I know that they said one of the reasons they're just kind of starting from scratch is because they saw, you know, where they coded their first build, they saw places where they could have had 20 lines, and instead they had, you know, thousands of lines of code where they should have had, you know, 10 or 20 lines of code. And so it just wasn't very efficient. So by recoding it, everything like that, making it a lot more efficient, hopefully they'll have a lot smoother gaming experience for everybody involved. And they'll also, by doing it, they hope to be able to add more content on a lot easier. So like currently right now, it's kind of a mess, I guess. And so if they want to go in and add something in, you know, it's a really big pain in the butt. Whereas once they get a nice baseline that's coded well, it'll be really easy to go in and add content and stuff like that. So here I started a fire here, and that kind of lights up the room. Notice how the campfire, when I placed it, was red everywhere, but when I went ahead and just hit the left mouse button to click it, same thing as this crate here. It shows it's red instead of being green, but it pretty much lets you place it anywhere that you want. And I look at the crate, and it looks like it only has 6 slots. I was kind of surprised to see that. Hopefully they'll have more slots available in that small crate. Here I open my campfire, try to throw in some meat and see what happens. But fire kind of looks cool. Kind of like the echoes and the shadows and the lighting and everything like that of that fire bouncing off the walls here of the log cabin walls that I have. Kind of like the looks of this wood and this log cabin look. I think that's pretty cool looking. And I think that's about it. I mean, I could go run around the world, but I think we've already seen enough of that in the previous builds. I want to go ahead and thank you guys for watching here. If you're interested in the new Rust, or maybe you already have Rust, I highly encourage you to get in and play around with it. If you haven't yet, you can get in. You just go to the Steam page and go to your games and right-click on the Rust game and click on Try Experimental Build. I show you how to do that in the very first video I made of this Rust Developmental Build series. Video number 1 is where I show you how to get in yourself and try it out. I highly encourage you to do that. And then if you guys have any questions, comments, anything like that, anything you would like to see me try in this experimental build, remember PvP is not a whole lot of fun at this point, so kind of limited there. But if there's anything specifically you guys want to see me, like maybe if you want to see me try to hack in somebody's door next series, in the next video or whatever, please put that in the comments below. You know, whatever your thoughts are. You know, if you think it sucks, if you like it a lot better than the current build, if you've never heard of Rust, whatever it is, put that down below in the comments. I'd like to read those and be able to answer your questions if you have any. Meantime, I do want you to go ahead and, you know, rate my video as well. It helps me out a lot if you guys can just take a couple of seconds and rate my video a thumbs up, thumbs down. Kind of give me an idea of, you know, if you like these videos or if you don't. Helps me know what kind of videos to make, what you guys are liking. And then also be sure you subscribe. Top right button in the upper right hand corner to subscribe to me so you get all my future videos. Thanks for watching. This has been Rust, and this has been Zaxter99. Have a good day, have a good night wherever you are in the world. Take care, everybody.